Let's do it.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Irongeek here. Just waiting for me to hear my echo come back through to know I'm actually casting.
Okay.
And eventually, just waiting for. Oh, I didn't get your intro. Bummer. All right. Hi, everybody. This is Irongeek Cast. We're going to be labeling this one Irongeek Cast 25 Acid Reflux because it's my recent issues. Hope everybody's doing all right. As we normally do for show notes and such, I'm going to go announce, well, pretty much I have no cons to record at least until DerbyCon, but I will be at Hacker Summer Camp week after next if you want to say hello. And for Hacker Cons, I have DerbyCon on September 20th through the 24th. The first couple days of that, though, are trainings. And if you can get a ticket, best of luck. Okay, what else we got? Well, I know Charles has something he wants to mention.
Yes. I'd like to talk about the level. There's a Bug Crowd that's hosting its first virtual hacking conference called Level Up, and that's this Saturday, July 15th. I've posted the link in the chat session. And if anyone else has questions, I can, just take a look at that page. It shows a full schedule of all the talks that are going to happen during that time. There's two different streams. There's a stream 1 and there's a stream 2. And you can kind of pick which one that you want to watch, from general bug bounty and web hacking to mobile hacking, API hacking. For all the hardware hackers out there, there's a hardware hacking track. There's also a thick client hacking and browser hacking track as well. And everything begins at 9 a.m. and it concludes for 5 p.m. on Saturday, July 15th. So check it out if you can.
Yeah, the link is, if you go to the link that's in the show notes, it takes you to our show notes. Sorry. You click on the link down in the description, and it will take you to our show notes, which will have a link to the event that Charles is describing. So how's everybody been this week?
Feeling great. It's just the woes of the week. This is why we come here, to have fun and enjoy and knock the dust of IT InfoSec off of our shoulders. So I've had an awesome week so far.
Booby. Who's Blankenfort? How's it going, man?
It's going well, man.
All right, how goes it?
I was pushing InfoSec block up that hill, as always.
Cool. You might mute yourself when you're not speaking. I hear a little, like, ocean sound in the background. And what about our illustrious Jack? I'm going left to right pretty much on my screen. I'm not sure what order people are in otherwise.
You know me. Good as always.
And that brings me to James. Oh, that's right. James had to go out and get food or something, didn't he? All right, James, we'll introduce him maybe some other time. But y'all, if you've seen the cast, you know. All right, let's go to the show notes and see what people wanted to discuss today. Well, first of all, we had that Bug Crowd level up first virtual hacking conference. I also have in here net neutrality. I haven't really been following on that. I know it's been a lot of news, but you basically said that it's been preserved. Isn't that correct, Jack? What happened exactly?
It's not that it's being preserved. It's just that, today's the day of the net neutrality day of action.
Okay, explain to me what exactly is going on right now as far as net neutrality, because I've been paying attention to other things like esophagus burning.
A bunch of sites, including Google, Twitch, and quite a few others, are showing what it's going to be like if net neutrality is implemented. So, for example, you type into a chat and you'll get the endless spinning like the message hasn't been sent. I think I've seen it on Twitter as well, where people put in the net neutrality hashtag, and you'll just see the constant icon of just constantly spinning. So it's
my buddy of mine set that up, and I didn't know that was what that meant.
well, now you know.
Live Beef, who might be in here later, regularly put that up.
But as of right now, it's just still up in the air that Agent Pi wants to get rid of it. He wants to leave it in the hands of ISPs to quote unquote innovate, and well, you know how well they'll innovate when they feel like it.
And the fear is that something like you pay your ISP bill and so forth, but they may also give like preferential treatment and say, hey, Netflix, you send us a little bit more money, we'll make your service faster than Hulu or whatever.
Or Amazon. And then they go back to Amazon and then they say, hey, and then at the end of the day, they pass the savings on to the customer, which is absolutely none.
So when does any kind of vote go up on this? Or is it even a voting issue?
As of right now, it's still up for consideration, but
who actually makes the decision?
That would be the FCC.
Okay.
And Agent Pi.
So what's the best way people can influence?
As of right now, contact your congressman and contact your senator and all that good shit.
Cool beans. Okay, let me go back to my show notes. Donald Trump Jr. and Russia. And I've been trying to trace all the information about this down and trying to figure it out. And the thing is, and I don't want to get an argument with a certain Belgian on my Facebook feed about this, because how do I put it this way? I posted a long video with Stefan Molyneux explaining why it wasn't as bad. He won't go through the entire video because it's too long, and he doesn't like the guy's rhetoric or the fact that the guy is talking about international politics when he was a former executive. It was just all sorts of shit like.
Well, why not give him the Prince of Queens link? It's pretty much short, 5 minutes long. That that hits one particular point. That pretty much sums it up.
Prince of Queens, the one thing I did not agree with him on, because it does seem like indeed they did meet with that lawyer.
Well, yeah, they did meet with the lawyer, and it turned out to possibly be a bunch of nothing.
And it apparently was a bunch of nothing, and the main thing she wanted to do was talk to him about the situation with adopting kids from Russia.
Right.
And there was some kind of law that's put in place to make that more difficult, and I think she wanted to make it easier. And but it was basically my understanding of a bait and switch. Someone pointed out,
right,
bait and switch. He still had intent to go there, but even that, the intent isn't itself. Isn't necessarily wrong to collect information on your political rivals, even if it's from a foreign country. And apparently, Hillary did something similar with what country was it? I've seen reports the Hillary campaign had done something similar, but then again, someone else pointed out, well, she's not president. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if what he did was illegal. It looks fishy, but it doesn't prove like massive collusion. And it certainly doesn't prove of the election was hacked.
Well, you see, there's this. From what I read about it is that it's okay to do opposition research, but if you get quote unquote opposition research from another country, it's tantamount to a bribe.
Yeah, someone said there was like foreign donation
right
issues, but is information a donation? It's something of value. The way they phrase it, it's very questionable. But I see all the people who really hate Trump on Twitter, like, yay, this going to end, it's going to end, oh, we're going to impeach. First of all, it was the son, not necessarily him. 2, it's pretty not clear that it's something that is necessarily illegal. 3, so you want Pence. I don't know.
No, fuck that. I don't want Pence, and I don't get why people think that Pence will be beatable. I mean, he's pretty much a pretty indecisive, non-question answer sort of guy that still calls his wife mother, and and frankly creeps me out.
Well, he would be more presidential, I think, in general, but I think somehow a lot of these people who are complaining on Twitter and like all happy somehow think that if Trump gets impeached, that Hillary becomes the president. I don't know if they understand how this whole process works.
That they'll think that Pence will maybe step aside, and and then you have fucking President Tillerson. No.
No, it's more like President America.
No, I know it'd be Paul Ryan.
All right, let me see. Actually, I actually would like to find it on Twitter and read it. Let me see. Let's see. Oh shit, it's come up after that. Because actually reading it's interesting. You kind of have to read it because of how it's posted up there backwards, since it's one big email that he printed out. Let's see what we have. All right, let's start with the bottom of it. All right, the bottom of it is basically a confidentiality thing. Then next up is good morning. And this is from a Rob Goldstone, who is some kind of like music production guy. It is like that has to do with like scheduling musical acts and so forth. I've heard it explained in other videos, but I don't necessarily. It didn't seem important enough to matter too much. But apparently, the Trump family knows him because of a few events he's done, like what is the Miss America pageant or is it Miss Universe? I don't remember. You all remember? I'll take that as a no.
It's Miss Universe.
No, I don't, honestly.
He reps a really good Russian client that performed good at Miss Universe.
Oh, cool. All right. So, good morning. Emil just called and asked me to contact you with something very interesting. The Crown Prosecutor of Russia met with his father, Ares, this morning, and in the meeting offered to provide the Trump campaign with some official documents and information that would incriminate Hillary and her dealings with Russia and would be very useful to your father. Now, first, I won't go back over the sentence. It's a little confusing. He addresses Emil and then said the Crown Prince Prosecutor of Russia met with his father, which makes it sound like the Crown Prince Prosecutor is a him and met with Ares. But actually, he's talking about Emil met with him about the Crown Prince Prosecutor.
Well, here's the thing. Why is they still focusing on Hillary? Like, let that shit die.
Well, this was an email from about over a year ago.
Oh, a year ago. Okay, I thought this was something.
No, this is not. It's new that it's got the information out there, but no, this was before election. The idea was, if it was after the election, I don't know, it might matter. Well, I guess more or less, I don't know. All right, the next line is, this is obviously very high level and sensitive information, but is part of Russia and its government support for Mr. Trump, helped along by Arias and Emil. Now that's the part that's the most suspicious line, I think, in the entire email, when it says part of Russia and its government support. That one's a little bit fishy. All right, what do you think is the best way to handle this information, and would you be able to speak to Emil about it directly? I can also send info to your father via Rome, but it is ultra sensitive, so wanted to send it to you first. Best, Rob Goldstein. And a little bit later, Donald Trump Jr. sends back, thanks, Rob, I appreciate that. I'm on the road at the moment, but perhaps I just speak with Emil first. Seems we have some time, and if it's what you say, I love it, especially later in the summer. Could do a call first thing next week when I'm back. Okay, and then We got a reply back from wait, now I'm not saying it's cut off, but I'm assuming this is, yeah, it's Goldstein. Wait, no, it's not. Let me see. Hi, Don. Let me know when you are free to talk with Emil by phone about this Hillary info you had mentioned earlier this week. So wanted to try to schedule a time and day best to you and family. Rob Goldstein.
Oh my God. And I might as well say, hi, this is Big Stiffy. I have a secret that you might want to know about. It sounds like some hookerish shit to me.
Yeah. All right. And then I sent email about Rob, could we speak? And from Donald Trump. And then let me track him down in Moscow. What number could we call? That's what Rob Goldstein just said. And then back to Trump Jr. Oh, wait a sec. My cell is whatever, thanks. Lowercase d. Apparently that's how he signed some of his I guess it makes sense. Little D's, younger Donald Trump. I guess I can see why he did that. Ron Gold says back, okay, he's on stage in Moscow, but should be off in 20 minutes. So I'm sure you can call Rob. I think this Emil guy to talk about is some kind of singer also. Okay, next up. Donald Trump writes back, Rob, thanks for the help. And then we go to Goldstein again. Don, hope all is well. Emil asked that I schedule a meeting with you and the Russian government attorney who is flying over from Moscow this Thursday. I believe you are aware of the meeting and so wondered if 3 p.m. or later on Thursday works for you. I assume it would be in your office. And Donald responds back, how about 3 at our offices? Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you helping set it up. Then there's a reply back from Rob. Perfect. I won't sit in on the meeting, but we'll bring them in 3 p.m. and introduce, etc. I will send the names of the 2 people meeting with you. Crap, I just fucked that up. 2 people meeting with you for security when I have them later today. Then Donald Trump back, great. It will likely be Paul Manafort, campaign boss, my brother-in-law, and me. And he listed the floor and such, the address. And the final message from Donald Trump is, good morning. Would it be possible to move tomorrow's meeting to 4 p.m. as the Russian attorney is in court until 3? I was just informed. Best, Rob. Oh, that one's actually from Rob. And then we go up again, and they can't do today. Well, this one's from Rob. The formatting of this damn image is terrible. Wrote, yes, Rob, I could do that unless they wanted to do a free day instead. Just let me know, and I'll lock it in either way. All right.
Hey there.
Today, as she
one is called.
Hello.
The one
voice. Somebody's muted. I'm not sure who's speaking.
It's friendly.
Okay. They can't do it today as she hasn't landed yet. And it's from Moscow, 4 p.m. It's great tomorrow. And the meeting got moved to 4 p.m. at my office's Best, Don. And that's basically it. So they scheduled a meeting. She claims, though, apparently she's not part of the government, but it certainly sounds like she's part of the government from here. But then it becomes,
it's not that she's part of the government. It's just that, you know, like any family tree, you look back far enough, there's links there.
Yeah, but they call it a government, and they also say that thing later on about a crown prosecutor, which a crown prosecutor.
But there's no such thing as a crown prosecutor in Russia.
There isn't?
No, it's something else. But a crown prosecutor is what you find over in the UK.
Okay, because Rob is from the UK, if I remember correctly. So that might be why he used that terminology. Either way, I'm predicting that this is going to be another big nothing burger, just like Prince Crean said. That Prince seemed to indicate that there was no actual, that he just received emails, and there was more than that. And then again, I was talking to on my Facebook feed was like, Well, this guy in this video is misrepresenting because he's saying that he received an email. He didn't talk about the interchange. He does talk about interchange. You haven't watched the fucking video. How do I put it this way? Some foreigners, when they start talking about American politics, piss me the fuck off. Anyway, continue.
And then it comes down to, yeah, they did meet, and it was more than just him in the room. It was also a brother-in-law that was in there as well,
and a campaign manager, I believe.
Yeah, and of course it was all about nothing because when they brought it up, so what information do you have on Hillary Clinton? And the person replied back, I don't know, you tell us.
I didn't hear about that. I know I think they hemmed and hawed and some stuff, and they want to start talking about some kind of adoption law.
Right. But hey, we're not here to talk about that. What do you have on? And then that's when.
So it doesn't only prove collusion. Definitely doesn't prove any kind of hacking. As far as collusion, he's not actually talking to anybody of much importance. And they're doing it awfully overtly, all things considered.
But I mean, Trump. Trump. His family. They're not about subtlety.
That is true. Well, I see people like jazz about, oh, this email is going to be the end, and I don't see that happening.
No.
And for the record, I voted Johnson, and as I recall from state that Jack likes to make fun of Trump a whole lot.
I do not make fun of the person that signs my checks.
Oh, okay.
But if I see something, I'll call it out. Other than that, not really.
But yeah, this is what's going on, and I just don't think it's going to go particularly anywhere. Any other thoughts on this?
I covered my thoughts.
I agree. Especially with Jack on not talking about the person that signs my checks.
But here's the deal, though. Like, even if she was to hand over information about the Hillary emails, like she just handed them the emails, right?
Yes.
That's still not collusion because you didn't work with them.
But it's all about okay, where did these emails come from?
And you don't ask those.
And what? Well, I mean, even if you were not that, even if you were to sit there and try to claim ignorance is
No. You just take the emails. You go, look, Russia gave me these emails, and you just throw them out there for everybody to see. Like, I didn't ask for them; they just showed up. Like, here we go. That's not collusion. That's
the only kind of thing they may have shown that Russia hacked was to get the emails. So basically, it's a hacked election because Russia revealed the truth.
I don't see that as hacking. Well, I mean, they hacked the emails, obviously, or obtained them some other way. But it's not.
But I mean, I don't think. I wouldn't. I don't think that Russia did it.
Someone was saying the other day something about I was talking to them and they were asking me about the download speed. I guess something about the download speed of the emails when they started doing the forensics. It was too fast to have gone over a network.
I know Stefan Malnock, something along those lines, but I haven't done the math on it myself, so I don't necessarily. I
mean, if you're in the megabytes instead of megabits, I mean you're.
See, I haven't looked into how exactly the various leaks came out because there was a DNC leak,
and there was a very minor RNC leak around that same time as well.
And wasn't the Podesta one is not the same thing as the DNC leak though, right?
It is.
Oh, it is the same as the DNC leak. Because I've heard the Podesta leak came from him answering a phishing email and his password being password.
Yeah.
Nice.
Again, these people that work in government and can't shoot straight.
Yeah, someone told me that they don't give me just the information I want. They want to embellish it with other shit. So, according to Wikipedia, at least it seems to list them as two different leaks. 2016 Democratic National email leak. Let me see. That was from WikiLeaks did not reveal the source. A self-styled hacker going by the narco Guccifer claimed responsibility for the attack.
Yeah,
And
23 megabytes per second. Or megabits. Yeah, megabits. Bytes. Shit, I don't know. I haven't eaten yet.
And Podesta
That's what they're saying.
leak.
The big B.
And some cybersecurity group thinks it was by a group called Fancy Bear, affiliated with Russian intelligence for the Podesta one. Have you ever looked into those Pizzagate conspiracy stuff? Yeah,
it's all bullshit. I mean, okay, so a bunch of people use the same pizza restaurant to do fundraising.
Yeah, but
that's just the way they fucking are.
The way they phrase the language and the handkerchief reference, and it just, I mean, it sounds weird. How do we put it this way? The way they use the phrases isn't like, hey, we just ordered a bunch of pizzas over. It's been a long time since I read them, but it was weirdly phrased. Let's say.
I mean, it wasn't weirdly phrased to me because I communicate with drug dealers that try to be very vague.
Oh.
No, the cake is on the table, y'all. The cake is on the table.
Yeah, that kind of.
Why don't you stop by and clean up these grass clippings from the lawnmower?
So,
okay, well, how many bags do you need?
Yeah.
So you think like some of the phrasing might have been like drug deals?
Well, I mean, it could have been anything, but I mean, just subject replacement. That's all it is. That's why it might seem weird to you, but I mean, if you really think about it, if somebody's talking about, hey, I want to get some Coke, why don't we discuss this over some pizza?
It was the worst form of cryptography.
Well, I mean, you have to understand when you're dealing with fucking idiots, you can't go complex.
Right. You know what a Caesar cipher is? No.
Just have to speak candidly.
From Susan Sauter to John Podesta, and someone mute yourself because it causes an echo. Okay, thank you. Everybody needs headsets, or my MacBook seems to not have any problem. I don't know why. The realtor found a handkerchief. I think it has a map that seems pizza related. Is it yours? They can send it if you want. I know you're busy, so feel free not to respond if it's not yours and don't want it. And John replies back, it's mine, but not worth worrying about. Pizza related map on it? What the hell does that mean?
Delivery map, man. It's a zone where to deliver pizzas at.
Your Connect's phone number was found on a napkin.
I'm looking for the other ones. They list a few there, but yeah, there was some weird phrasing. Like I said, there's nothing, firm at all. It's just weird and weird shit. All right. Anyway, let's go on to number 4. Would a joint U.S.-Russian cybersecurity team be a good idea in practice? Was it really a team they were totally talking about, or more interaction and exchanging of like threat intel?
I think that's what it was going to come down to, just exchange of intel. But of course, the Republicans shot that straight the fuck down, beat it up to hell, and he walked it back.
I mean, we can reveal information that is of interest to both of us. It's not like someone's like putting the fox in the hen house. Well, we're not like giving them our passwords or encryption keys or so forth. We're just exchanging. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of activity from this part of the internet. appear to be these kind of attacks, is the same thing happening to you?
Right. I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing that we do with the U. Well, there's deeper tentacles there. We do the same thing with China.
China attacks us more than anybody. I'm sure of it.
Of course they do. You know, it's all about looking good. That's why they came up with the agreement in 2015. I don't know what it's looking. I don't know what it's looking like in 2017 because that's not my lane.
That's what I don't get, man. Like, we fought a war with Russia as like pseudo allies, and then just because of the Cold War, we don't like them now. Because they after that, and they started to become a superpower and stuff, and they wanted to kind of stretch out a little bit, But we created China during the same time, and now they fucking cyber attack us constantly and freaking try and steal all our shit. But we're cool with them.
I don't want to say that we create China.
Yeah, well, what China is today is because of the United States. During like right after World War II, we sent a lot of our manufacturing over to help out with their economy and stuff. There's several books about it.
What about Mao Zedong and I forgot who was the
Chiang Kai-shek.
Chiang Kai-shek. This is before that particular revolution and fight or the Civil War.
And then poor Chiang Kai got pushed all the fuck way to Taiwan.
So I take it the manufacturing stuff we sent over there was before that?
I'm not quite sure on the time frame.
Okay.
I'll have to see if I can find the book again.
I thought maybe you might be thinking of Japan.
That's China. China's where everything's manufactured still today.
Yeah, but I mean, the manufacturing was more recent. I mean, they've been one of the fastest growing developing economies for a while now. But my understanding, when they started embracing certain aspects of capitalism, they really weren't, which is another reason for the whole one-child policy, which is kind of bitten them in the ass now because they have some huge percentage of men versus women. Though for the women who want to be treated like spoiled queens, it's good for them, I suppose. I guess it wasn't so good for all the girls that end up getting drowned or killed in various ways because the parents wanted a son instead. They've since rolled back that policy, and my understanding that policy wasn't necessarily in place for everybody if you had a certain level of wealth or political connections. I need to look more into it. I don't know a whole lot about the history of that particular thing.
Yes, and then as the parents aged, it fell on, one child to take care of that parent.
Traditionally, that's the son.
Right.
In China.
Yeah. In China, because the son is going to be probably more economically useful. They had a lot more of them had sons instead of daughters. So now, my understanding is there is a whole lot of men aren't probably ever going to get married because there's not anywhere near an equal number of men and women. Okay, back to the thing about the whole a joint team. I don't see any problem with exchanging information depending on what information you send. And people are freaking out about this, and I'm thinking we're a nation state talking to another nation state about security threats from around cyberspace. What's necessarily wrong with that? It depends on what you're doing with the other people. We're not saying give them access to DoD computers or anything. We're talking about maybe like joint monitoring and so forth, or exchange of information on what attacks are going on out there.
Right, but I mean, like I said,
what we're doing already, right? Kind of like what we're doing already.
I would assume.
I mean, we exchange information across the net every day. you know, I don't see it. I don't see the difference.
I'm looking at that man's. Yeah, you have to explain that to me. I don't know if I can read all this Wikipedia stuff. Oh, is he on here now? Oh, he posted and then I think he left. Langford left the group. Talk about the Mansky Act. You see, the Mansky Act, formerly known as the Russian and Moldavia Jackson Valak repeal of Sergei Mansky Rule of Law Accountability Act 2012, is a bipartisan bill passed by the U.S. Congress and signed by President Obama on December 2012, intended to punish Russian officials responsible for the death of Russian lawyer Sergei Mansky in a Moscow prison in 2009. I'm not sure why he posted it exactly. And his microphone kind of sucked. So I think he dropped off. Let's go check the chat for a second, then we'll get on to the next subject matter. Magnitsky Act. Someone with Cyrillic characters is telling me. Ski, whatever. You talk for a bit. I'm going to read through this a little bit. Someone said the DNC emails are different from DESTA emails. As far as I know, the guy certainly has some fringe stuff going on. Emotac, you could always just come on the stream and explain. Hold on a second. I'm going to post the link in the chat. If you want to come on and explain. All right, let me see what we got going on. If he comes on, we'll go ahead and change the next. Help, our internet is burning down. How can one help the government fix its security breach problems? And this is something you wanted to talk about, Charles, so I'll let you head that up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like, okay, I've just been noticing a lot of just, well, and of course everybody has, it's just like all of our security breach problems within the government sector. And it seems like nobody's looking to do anything about it. Everybody's just kind of like dancing around the issue, or they're slow to move towards any type of solution. Like, there's more meetings than there are solutions out there. And it's crazy. Sometimes I just wonder, like, what are we really doing? Like, because the time that we're wasting on one small little problem with like 1,000 meetings, we're constantly getting breached, hacked. I mean, we're getting destroyed right now.
The problem,
why I said everything is burning down.
The problem is the people that are in charge, as in like generals and colonels and shit like that, are fucking retarded. They don't know what the hell's going on. And then you've got this middle management type guy that's running this fucking contracting group, right? And he's fucking retarded as well, but he's got like a CISSP or some shit, so he can freaking say some technical words, and he kind of gets what's going on. And then you've got a network engineer that's going, yo, your shit's all fucked up. You need to do this, 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 and this. And the CSIP guy, or a fucking middle management, or whoever he is, goes over there and says some more retarded shit to another retarded guy, and nothing gets done because nobody understands what the fuck needs to happen.
No. Here's what happens.
Come on, John.
The network engineer goes to the middle management guy, and he says, "Hey, we need to get this stuff done." And so the middle management guy goes to his boss and says, "Hey, we need to get this stuff done." And then, of course, the
3 or 4 retarded
head
guys
guy goes to the budgeting official and says, "Hey, we need money to do this." And then the budgeting person says, "No, we don't have the money to do this. You're on your own."
But yet
Well,
they get Snuggies for Christmas.
What?
But yet they have enough money in the budget to buy bullshit like Snuggies for
Well,
Christmas.
that's the other bullshit though too. Is like,
yeah.
So, but this is the problem. So.
No, I mean I've seen shit like that happen.
But the money for Snuggies was earmarked for Snuggies already. The money for the technology project was all spent already. That earmark shit is gone. That's how fucking government budgets work, man. If you don't got a little fucking little mark next to it that says this money's allocated for technology projects, you can't spend it on anything else.
Fuck it, give me a damn wow.
Yes, because I worked in a department with the budget, and you know what happened to my fucking budget?
You gotta pull fucking drug deals to get money.
Yeah, they merged my quote unquote department with with another department, and then they absorb my budget. Well, of course, I come back and say, hey, I need my little bit of cash to do this training. Well, there's no money in the budget for that.
Yeah. I mean, we bought fucking 25 pallets of toilet paper because we had to spend fucking money on office supplies.
And they probably didn't even wipe their ass and wash their hands, did they?
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they spent 25 pallets of fucking toilet paper just so they didn't lose their office supply budget. I'm like, come on. Like, it's total fucking bullshit.
Toilet paper and didn't even wipe. That's a damn shame.
Right?
No, I mean, damn shame.
And the other thing when it comes to the U.S. government, it's like I always tell people, it's kind of like steering a cruise. It's kind of like steering a cruise ship with a boat paddle. You ain't gonna get shit done. It's just gonna go the direction it's gonna go, and you can try, but you ain't doing shit.
It's true. It's kind of like, and I hate to use my sex analogy, but it's kind of like you got the girl waiting for the entry, and you're just limp, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just limp, pretty much. Very limp.
You're gonna get inspired, Charles.
I just said limp. That's all. That's all I said. I was trying to word it correctly. But anyway, yeah, in that aspect. But no, honestly though, but with the government, yeah, it's all about budget and numbers, and we spend more time focused on budget and numbers and having meetings and more meetings on budgets and numbers to implement shit that's like 10 years old.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, I was a medic, man. I was asking for medical supplies, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, we can't get that.
Why don't you use some gauze and some 100-mile-an-hour tape and make Band-Aids?
I've done that before.
Yeah. Okay.
But what I'm saying is, I wanted some hell, I can't remember what they're called anymore now, but some shit that you don't throw away, you keep using, you know what I mean? Like medical equipment, I can't remember the word for it anymore. But that was, we spent all that money already because we bought new aid bags and fucking scissors and shit, right? Oh well, so we can't get anything? Okay, whatever. And then they turn around and order fucking 6 fucking 45-inch, 55-inch TVs, which were huge back then, and fucking PlayStation 2s and fucking Xbox 360s and shit, because we had money in our fucking what do you call it, MWR fund or whatever. It's like, it's the same, but it's just coming out of the same fucking budget, quote unquote, but it's earmarked for something else.
And here's the thing, and I guess sometimes it just, I don't know, like sometimes it just bugs me. I'm like, look, we have these old ass operating system. Like one operating system I saw was a Windows 2003 server, right? And this is just like,
oh, that shouldn't even be. Well, I don't know how I don't know how your end of government works, but I know what my end is. And if that 2003 server is still on the network, those motherfuckers are dead wrong.
That's true.
They are fucking dead wrong. I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm looking like, ain't this? I'm like, and it's like, well, it's a legacy app, and we're trying to get an approval to where.
Pwned the shit out of it.
Nope, fuck that. It comes off the network, and then they would have to do some remediation to it.
Yeah. Thank you. This is the stuff I be screaming about, and everybody's like, no. Look, they've been a customer of ours for like 20 years and all this other shit. I don't care about that. It's wrong. to be on the network. If you're out of date, you're out of compliance, you're out of pocket, you're out of line.
I can't remember what the group's called anymore either, but the group that comes in and fucking checks all your shit and makes sure, like, they even fucking
Well, I don't know what end of government he works on. I just know about you know, kind of our end.
What's the name?
And
What's
what
the name
compliance
that comes and does your compliance testing? It's
What's
like
that?
it's got an acronym like everything else in the military or DOD or DOJ.
Well, I know ours is IA, and that's the kind of
no,
group that I'm a part of.
oh fuck, what are they called? But basically, they send in like a couple guys, and they bring in like network monitors and stuff like that, and they make sure that all your group policies are set properly and all your registry changes are done. You're using the gold master copy, and they make sure they scan the network, like actually inmap the network, and see if you got shit on there you're just not telling them about.
Sounds like booze.
Yes, they do that, and then they also just pick places at random, and then they just walk through the building, and I mean there's been plenty of times where they were doing that kind of inspection, and somebody left their cat card machine and it got snatched up, and yeah
buddy.
Yeah, it's reckless, and I just think like that's why I say our shit's really literally burning down to the ground. It's kind of like remember the Devil's Advocate and Keanu Reeves shooting himself, and Al Pacino's like no, and all the fires coming down around him. That's how our government, that's how everything is within our government is right now. It should have smoke and mirrors around here. It's crazy.
Well, like I said, I don't know about your end. I just know about the sector the sector part of it that I'm in, and
yeah, you guys probably do it the right way.
It's getting better.
Yeah, and you know this for yourself, Jack. Like some ends take a little bit longer than others to fucking get it, and you have to get one Green Beret motherfucker in there to kind of.
Well, and that's the other thing too. I know it's not all contractors and not all government jobs.
Not all, but
a lot of them don't fucking pay what the market in the area will pay for someone with the same fucking qualifications. So you get people in there like my manager, who believed the guy that was the the image guy. He was the guy that made the images. Who was fucking working on updates for a fucking month every month. And I'm like, dude, updates come out one fucking Tuesday a month. Like,
get that off your chest, man.
Like seriously, dude. Like, who are you? What are you doing? And he just sitting there fucking reading the internet and looking at porn all day. And I'm like, come on, dog.
Wait a minute.
No, legitly. This is all this guy did. I am not fucking bullshitting you because I watched him and fucking captured his network shit. He would sit there and watch fucking Hannity and fucking someone, whoever the other guy is. So he listened to fucking talk radio, conservative talk radio. He would read fucking the Blaze Report, and then he would look at porn, and that all this motherfucker did all day long. And then he spent 4 days trying to figure out how to get fucking Microsoft Office to work. And it kept popping up this error, cannot find registry key, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, put the fucking registry key in there.
Well.
How the fuck do I do that? That's not my job.
Now, to his defense, he might have had a cloudy mind. He just went.
Well.
But that's the quality of fucking workers you get. Because you're paying fucking $30,000 a year.
Well, I know for a fact that currently there's a certain building on a certain base that's known for a certain precious metal.
Yeah.
And they're on the ground.
There's a knocks at the door.
Yeah, that place. Yeah. Their IT contractors at one time were so fucking horrible that people would deal with broke would deal with their broke computers that did not fucking work because they did not want those people touching them.
Dude, like the fucking quality of officers and just people that are in the army today, it fucking sickens me. You know, like I would get called to someone that my computer won't work, and I'll fucking reach over and turn on the monitor.
And I know
this
may sound, yeah, and that's crazy because
I'm like, you're supposed to be a fucking educated motherfucker.
No. No. You know what? Wait, you know what's crazy? And what makes me, and I know this may sound crazy, but you know, the only way shit's gonna change is when these old fuckers die.
Oh yeah.
Not really, because then we become the old fuckers and then we lose touch.
Well, yeah, no, I don't know, man. We're a different breed.
And I'm sure they thought that they were a different breed as well.
Hey, Kevin Mitnick's still in the game, man. Breed. He's like 50 almost, right?
But yeah, I'm not saying everyone. I'm just saying the people. Okay, I'm waiting for the people that refuse to open that are sitting up at the top of these food chains, that refuse to open up their mind, refuse to listen to anybody. I'm waiting for them to die so we could get some more innovative people in there to kind of turn this thing around. I'm not talking about, like, it has nothing to do with age. It's just people in general who just like to just go at it with status quo. Like, there's always an excuse why things can't get done. Those are the people.
Well, the approved policy is the approved policy, and so we're just going to keep rolling with the same approved policy that was approved back in 1993.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. There's probably somebody sitting up there thinking Windows for Work groups is a unicorn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just infuriates me with some of, like I said, I'm not saying all branches of the government is like that, but then you got some branches that if somebody comes in there really knowing their stuff and really trying to make change and make things happen, they are destroyed or they're beaten into submission.
Oh yeah.
Or they get pumped up, or they get pumped for their information. I mean, there was plenty of times where I was helping out that certain base's help desk. Resolve issues, because it was like, well, you know, this is the issue we're coming across. Well, it's actually a config issue and blah blah blah. So, and they would keep pumping me for information until I was no longer useful.
Right, and that's how it goes.
Guy in chat saying that Baltimore PD uses Lotus 123.
And I wouldn't be surprised about that.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, look how much they pay a police officer, first of all. Like, an average fucking pay for a police officer is like 30 grand to go out and get shot at, possibly. I'm sure their IT department is probably like 1.5 guys and paid like shit as well. or they outsource it to some fucking computer repair company that's, you know, barely hanging on.
Well, I mean, I know how our local police does it. It's actually that it's not outsourced. It's all centralized under the city or metro, right? And so they have this one area where they're all at, and then they just support everything.
Yeah, government jobs just don't pay shit. That's why you don't get anybody to. I mean, there are people that work for the government that know what their shit, and they know it very well. But at the same time, you know, when you get paid 60 to 70 in the government because you really know your shit, and you finally worked your way up, you could be making 150 in the civilian world.
Well, I mean, I'm close to six figures, and I'm a contractor. And if they threw a GS down position at me right now, I wouldn't take it just because I feel like that, you know, fuck them.
Shit, I'd take a GS position just because of the fucking benefits and shit.
Me,
Give me the money.
It's one of the only jobs left in the United States that has a fucking pension or an actual
Give me
retirement.
the money. I'll benefit nicely from the money.
Right.
well, I mean, that's just what because I fought for years to get on as a GS, and now it's like I've just pretty much surpassed what's there
But that's
without
one thing,
lateraling over to an executive level. So
that's the only thing though with GS though, is like one of the only jobs left in the United States that you get an actual retirement from, and your military time counts towards it.
there's also a huge caveat to that. Basically, you have to sell them your time, or you have to buy your time, or it's either way you wind up paying.
Yeah, it's but still, I mean, I don't know if it's better than putting 6 to 10% of your income into a 401k or a Roth or something, but I haven't done the math.
But on the plus end, once you reach 52, you're guaranteed something.
Yeah.
Just automatic, you're guaranteed something. So I mean, there is that positive.
Yeah, this is true. Might be not what you're used to, but at least you get something. I mean, it's enough to get some ramen noodles, and live off of that. Hey, if ramen noodles gonna keep me breathing, let's do it.
Right.
I don't know no more, man. Like I said with the like I said, it's going to get a lot worse. And if we keep going down the path that we're going, I don't even know.
Well, like I said, I don't know who you answer to. I know who I answer to, and it's getting better.
Yeah. That's the thing. Not all branches, just it's just some.
When I left the DoD sector, it was starting to get a little bit better, but still they didn't have the know-how in the shop to do what they wanted them to do. So they, and then of course everyone that was smart left because you're fucking paying me shit and telling me I can't do what I know we should be doing because you don't understand what I'm telling you we should be doing and what they're telling you should be doing.
Oh my God, those guys! I swear, it's. I'm not gonna lie, and this is the God's honest truth. If you haven't thought about committing something like Mr. Robot does on the USA Network, you haven't been in InfoSec long enough. If you haven't thought about just hacking into some stuff just insanely illegal, you haven't been in InfoSec long enough. Don't worry. Each day, the only thing, like in Chris Rock's case, the only thing that stops me from doing anything is CSI.
Right.
It's the only thing that keeps me sane every time. Because it's some people out there. You ever seen somebody that's just so stupid you just want to give up? Just like, what, screw security. It's too stupid. I can't take this anymore. You ever?
I've had bosses like that where I'll sit there and I'll talk to him.
Oh my God.
And he'll just sit there. He used to just sit there and smile. And so then I was like, okay, so are you not understanding what I'm saying? And he was like, well, why can't we fix it? And then I'm like, well, because you're holding the money. You spent my budget. I'm coming to you saying I need money.
I can't, man. Oh my God, I would be screaming. It's like you just want to take something, just beat him, and then ask him the question again. And if he answers it wrong, you beat him again.
That's called positive reinforcement.
I need the money to fix my problem. Are you going to give it to me? I just
no.
Pow!
And typically it wasn't my problem. It was his problem because he spent up all my budget, and well, I kind of needed that money.
Apparently, that's kind of how neural networks work. From what one of the guys was telling me, You feed it something, it gives you the wrong answer. You mix it all up again until it gives you the right answer, and then you lock that in. So,
Right.
You gonna give me the money? No.
How?
Adjust the neural network.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pick up my food now.
How? What's up, sci-fi?
Sci-fi
Looks like
would have Halloween stuff on her house all the time.
Hey, it looks like it's a beautiful day out there wherever you located. We can't hear you. I think I'm. It looks beautiful out there. It looks humid and beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, but that's some days, man. I just like I said, you just you talk to so many different people in the different government sectors, and it's just like, yeah. So okay, there's a question. So yeah, how do we help keep the internet from burning down? Well, here's a couple of things, and it's just simple things. Just it's like constant monitoring. It's like
Don't
constant.
expose SMB1 to the internet.
Well, I mean, no, but honestly, man, what I feel that the government sector and anyone that's in general, any company that's running a business on the internet or whatever else, I think it should start with the people in general, training your people for different scenarios that are like insecurity, like training your people how to operate updates, or just have something that if you can't afford, like say software that automates your patches of whatever systems that you're running, whether it's Mac, Linux, or Windows, I would say somebody said change to MessNet.
Windows is free.
But I just think that start with keeping your applications and operating systems up to date, not separating the two. Now you will. Now I'm not saying that'll be the end all be all for like getting rid of breaches, but it'll definitely cut down on a lot of it. If we're constant watch, we're keeping our systems up to date, and you're just keeping your people, your staff trained constantly on.
I think that's the biggest part, is keeping the staff trained, because
yes,
I mean even with out of date apps and just total dumb shit, an external attack on most properly configured networks that don't have shit like SMB1 exposed are going to be unsuccessful. The vector they're going to get in is somebody's going to click on a link or fucking let some dumbass Microsoft fucking help desk guy fucking responding to your computer's call for help because it got a virus. You get on their computer and they're going to pivot from there, and then they're going to find the shit inside your network that's not been patched, because I mean most IT departments are understaffed and don't have enough time to fucking keep everything up to date.
right.
But I mean, even for like, okay, Windows, if you're running a data center and you're running any sort of VM or hypervisor software, WSUS is free. Spin up a fucking Windows 2012, 2015, or 2016 standard. Do WSUS. It sucks balls. It's kind of a pain in the ass, and it's going to fall apart every about 6 months. But it does the fucking job.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then for Linux updates, in your fucking basic Linux, make an image. Don't fucking redeploy from a CD every time. Make an image. Make a cron job in that image that does fucking updates.
Right.
I mean, you don't even have to. There's a lot of free and just, if you just pay attention, ways to do it without having to spend shit tons of money on patch management.
Right. Somebody just asked a question in the chat. Just talking about the phishing scheme exploits lack of consistent styling, stationery, and poor mass email notification habits. Irrelevant audiences included in messages. How do you train people to avoid phishing on that? Well, honestly, with that, it's just your constant reminders, constant examples of particular emails that could, I would say constant phishing phishing exercises.
So-
You got to treat it like a fire drill.
So at DerbyCon last year, I was talking to a guy standing in line at the fucking hamburger joint, right? And I'm like, so do you fish your own company? Do you send out phishing emails on your own? He was like, yeah. I was like, so what? So I want to do this where I'm at. I understand, like, myself, what's the benefits of it. What would you say, or what did you tell your fucking management to let them allow you to do this? And he was like, well, if they're constantly scared they're going to get called out and busted for clicking on some shit they're not supposed to, they're going to be much more cautious than if you're not doing it and they're not worried about it.
That's true.
Because, I mean, if at the very least you just blast them out and be like, dummy clicked on a link, Like, I mean, you don't have to call them dummy, of course. It's a corporate environment or wherever you may be, but fucking, I'll call you dummy, But that, you just, got to put people on blast sometimes, man. Fucking people keep doing dumb shit,
The results, you have to do that sometimes,
Yeah, exactly.
just to kind of
that's
keep them.
That's the whole point of yelling at people in the Army in basic training, so everybody understands he fucked up and you shouldn't do that.
And it's it's just unfortunately it's just one of those things where it's a constant cat and mouse game. Like I said, by doing these things like constant training and idiot proofing things, and even keeping system patches up to date, breaches can still happen, but you can kind of cut down them to a minimum. As opposed to just having everything wide open and you're just faced with all sorts of problems, with all sorts of issues. It just makes life a lot harder. And especially when I feel like we have the technology in place that makes life a lot easier. A lot of coders in the past have sacrificed their time and their energy to create something to make people's lives a lot easier when it comes to patching and updates in general, or whether it's support for a particular bug that they found. But these people have allocated their time and their energy, and it would behoove us to just use the technology in the correct way to kind of keep us sort of safe. I could just put it that way. Like,
right.
And it just seemed like sometimes I think companies make it harder than what it's supposed to be in order to keep something going. I guess they feel like this too. If they can constantly justify that there's always a problem, it justifies their job.
Well, I mean, that's just the way it is nowadays. You have to pretty much sing for your supper. Why am I paying you?
Yeah, it's true, man.
That's kind of the problem, though, with with systems administration or security. Even if you're doing your job properly, most of the time nobody will even notice you're there doing anything, because nothing's ever fucking broke, because you're managing it the way you're supposed to and taking care of it in a timely manner. You know what I mean?
Well, except for once every couple of years when, when old equipment has to be life cycled, and then everybody fucking knows who you are because there's fucking hiccups and breakages and
the first time something like, I mean, if a company was to be like, oh well, fucking, we never really, IT guys never do anything, everything's always working, we'll just get rid of them. In like a fucking week, everything would fucking burn down. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean,
or better yet, when your fucking certificates expire or some shit like that, and fucking nobody knows how to roll them over. Oh shit! What the fuck?
Well, actually, that has happened to a major healthcare provider once. They terminated their certificate guy, and he knew it was coming. So
I wouldn't have said shit either. Man, fuck y'all.
He was like, "Well, I'm getting laid off anyway, so fuck it. Let me just change the admin email to myself rather than the generic email box, and then
Doesn't matter anyway. Fucking most people, because most of the things that I've dealt with so far, you get the email like 9 days in advance, and most people couldn't figure out how to fucking roll a certificate over in 9 days.
No, they deactivated his email account, his account, and they didn't
Oh.
get those emails.
Nah, got it. So his actual. Yeah, see, that's another thing I don't do. When someone leaves the company, I deactivate their email account, and then I make a group that forwards it to everyone else, basically. So I always get the emails.
And so when they came in and realized that all their certificates expired at once,
Yeah, like when all your shit like fucking Google Apps and fucking Microsoft Office 365 and fucking all these other apps you're using, fucking all of a sudden don't log in. Now what? What happened?
In terms of breaches, you're at some level you're always going to be able to. You're always going to get phished. There's always going to be some employees going to click on a link, and at some point it's reasonable. Even Lost that said he almost got phished last year. I believe it was when he was making badges for DEF CON 24. In general, for businesses, it's probably also a good, really good thing to focus on expecting a breach and mitigating the damage that a breach could do.
Yeah, it's more about detecting a breach than. I mean, you do your best to stop it, but you should put more effort into detecting it than into fucking buying antivirus and spending shit, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By mitigating, I mean originally limiting what access different departments have to the data that other departments. So if your HR people get owned, that they're not going to suddenly get all the information that bean counters have, that your sysadmins have. That your
the only problem with that is usually what happens is, especially with small to medium companies, and even large companies, they start out and it's like one IT guy and like 3 or 4 people, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's if the person that started it didn't start properly when they stood it all up the very first time, it's damn near impossible. I've been fighting it for 2.5 years almost, where I'm at now, trying to get shit segregated, and we're making headway, but it's still like pulling fucking developers kicking and screaming away from shit.
At some point, it's easier to start from scratch rather than trying to adapt what you already have to something more modern. Instead of just custom my massive spaghetti code piece of crap that
No, I'm just talking about like network segregation and fucking taking away admin rights and fucking shit like that. Like when they start out and they're like, oh well, everybody's a programmer, so they understand tech. Here, everybody just be an admin on your own box, and we'll have a local administrator account with the same password on every computer, so you can fix yourself up if you got to use a different computer.
It is a challenge to be able to preserve what the capabilities that the employees want while meaningfully restricting the damage that can be done if their computer is taken over. And it is a big challenge. At the same time, and I understand the employees who really see no difference between an overeager security admin and an attacker, and in either case, they lose access to their resources.
Right.
Hello.
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 Oh wait, is it a scammer? Put it on speakerphone. Does your computer have a virus? Is it Microsoft?
Okay, no problem. Just let me know when you're headed this direction. Okay, all right. Bye.
Shit.
Okay,
Jack using his fucking gentle voice.
I don't want to say anything there.
That's the mojo he be putting on when he be doing his thing.
Right? Mojo.
What?
Okay, yeah, come on over. That's what it is. Jack. Like, excuse me, I'm lost, damsel in distress. It's okay, come on over. I'll take care of you. Did you get over there? Oh, we heard. Oh, you just gotta love the podcast. We have just heard Jack's mojo for the first time live, Joe, ladies and gentlemen. Jack's mojo.
That was not my mojo.
Oh my goodness! Just all you heard in the background is okay.
Too funny.
You know what's that? You know what would be cool? Like, say next time you get one of those scam calls, and they say you owe like a certain amount of money. Just to be like, okay, I owe this money, so how are we gonna work it off? How much?
I've done it. I've also I've done that, and it was honestly in the middle of one of those meetings, and I passed the fucking phone around.
We're like, tell me what I need to do to work this off.
Yes, Mr. Fragosa, you owe. Oh, really? I owe. Well, hold on. I don't think that bill belongs to me. Excuse me. Let me put my brother on.
Hi, this is John Stiffy. What's the issue?
I was like, no, it's not. It's not our department. Here, let me put my brother on, and then we just pass it.
Oh man, scare them so bad they just hang up. Oh, that's okay.
And then I was like, well, how many brothers do you have? And I was like, why don't you come over and find out?
And then they're like, you know what? This is the wrong number. Click. Keep it moving. That mojo.
Nah, that was not my mojo. That was just me being nice and kind and disarming. Because if I sound like this, then that tends to scare the shit out of people.
Oh my goodness! He's really a deviant. Oh.
Like holy shit! You're like 6'4" and 250. What the fuck?
Yes, unicorns are real. Come here.
Wait, you're 6'4" and 250? You look way too small for that.
The teacher woke up.
I'm not drinking, so I'm fine with it.
No, my goodness. You're 6'4".
So if I drink anything, and that acid reflux thing flares up.
Oh, are you having a reaction right now?
Yeah, I'm having some kind of weird effect.
Some kind of weird effect.
Yeah. I took a nip out of a bottle of 100 proof peppermint schnapps, and that kind of burned.
Whew.
Normally that don't burn me.
You know what?
You might want to lay off the drinking for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could be. I want to go to the doctor actually.
Yeah, man. If it's burning like that, yeah, that's bad.
Is it where's it burning at? In your throat and chest area, or in your stomach?
Throat and chest area.
Okay. It could be ulcers, but at the same time, it could just be acid reflux.
Yeah.
But
Man,
I don't know. Does it burn when you swallow anything other than liquor, or is it just liquor?
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
More of a dull pain.
Esophagus damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to.
Prilosec takes 24 hours to work.
It actually takes longer than that because it's like a 14-day course you're supposed to take.
Yeah, but it takes 24 hours for the first dose to even fucking start doing anything.
Well, I'm already there, so I'm good.
Did you already go to the doctor?
Nope.
Somebody put in the chat channel. Next one is burning rectum. What the hell?
Oh shit!
Come on. Guys, this is a serious issue here.
Uh,
Burning rectum. Jeez.
wrecked him. Hell, damn near killed him.
Yeah, chat guys and girls are dangerous. Well, the internet is brutal.
Yeah, speaking of that, I was watching some a streamer play one of the games. Well, Battlefield 1, and she was talking about getting trolled by some kid, and her response was fucking epic. I invited her to come on the stream, but I don't think she liked the tweet and said she would look into it, but I don't think she was gonna show up. Not tonight, anyways. But she basically fucking tracked this kid down and called his mommy and fucking tattled on him. You know, I say tattled, but fucking
Damn.
Wow.
fixed his ass up real good.
She tracked him down and just told, oh man.
Fucking found his ass and called his mommy.
You know what? She gets the Battlefield trophy.
Now I have seen YouTube troll streams where they've done people like that, but it was mostly the trolls doing it to the kid streamers. Like, well, he just showed his dick on camera. You won't believe this, and then the chat suddenly gets flooded with, oh my god, I can't believe I just saw his penis. and then the kid proceeded to get his ass whooped right there on camera.
But I'm assuming he didn't actually show his penis.
No.
Somebody saying Battlefield 4, F Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4 is better. Yeah.
Battlefield 4 had helicopters.
Yeah, Battlefield 4 was that real deal though. That was a good game.
Fucking Battlefield 1942 was the fucking real deal.
Whew. Yeah, I'm ready for that Call of Duty World War II edition.
Call of Poopy.
Call of Poopy. Yep. It's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun. I'm ready for the war. But right now I'm back on Final Fantasy 12. Zodiac Age.
I know very little about gaming. I'm not much of a gamer. So I keep getting called a Gamergator a lot online just because I disagree with.
That's why you're a good hacker.
I keep getting Gamergator online because of I don't truck SJW bullshit.
I game to think about my hacks. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, well.
I do it just to get my frustrations out. Calling people pieces of shit.
I used to love last game.
I can. Go ahead. Go ahead, Adrian.
All right, let's do the Ethernet protocol. Both back off. Go.
Random time waited.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just say the games I was into Quake 2 for a long time. Then into Diablo 2 for a while. And other than that, I was playing desktop tower defense a whole lot in my office back at the university.
I was deep into Dark Souls.
Who played that?
Dark Souls 2. But yeah, I could picture Jack at the job just saying, like, so say somebody say something stupid, he'd be like, you know what? That was fucking stupid. Fix your shit.
No.
I could. Well, you know what? You wouldn't. I don't know. For some reason, I could picture that, man.
No, it would be the phone would be on mute and like, how the fuck does this dumb bitch get a job?
I'm sorry, I forgot to add the muting part of the phone. But
and so then of course they say, well, are you there? Oh yeah, I'm here. I was just looking something up.
Oh, thank you. We'd like to take, and then at the end of the call, we would like to thank Jack for taking time out of his busy schedule to come show us what we need to learn today. Thank you so much, Jack. Everybody give him a round of applause. Hey! And then all that time, you just saying all that stuff on mute. Shit, that was Oh my god. He's just trying to suck up.
Government jobs is like that.
It is, man.
Fucking,
A lot of back. It's like a lot of backstabbing and backwashing.
well, it's funny.
I would
It's
say that my
funny.
old university job had more politics in it than my current one. That's for sure.
But it's funny because we had a network engineer who was a CCNA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, so we get another. Well, no, he wasn't CCNA yet, but he knew his shit, right?
Yeah.
And so we get another guy that has a CCNA later on, and it's funny because the quote unquote network helper, like the not network engineer guy, fucking goes over and sets up this entire network for some other government agency's exercise they're doing. And they turn around and give the fucking network lead a fucking award for all his help, and the motherfucker didn't even know how to fucking telnet into a Cisco router.
Wow. Talk about cheating a system.
I was like, fucking kidding me?
Talk about cheating the system.
You would talk to this guy, and I'd ask him questions about shit. That's because I'm trying to learn. I was trying to learn networking at the time, and he'd just fucking stare at me like fucking. Oh.
Blink your brain.
Holy fuck, dude! I thought you were supposed to know this shit. And then, like 3 months later, after I just bought a Cisco book and read the whole damn thing 3 times, I'm fucking telling him how to do his job too. It's like, fuck, dude. How'd you get a
How
CCNA?
the fuck did you get the job?
Yeah, like, how'd you get a CCNA and not know this shit? Fuck.
Test King.
Oh yeah, fucking god, I fucking hate Test King, dude. That shit pisses me off.
Can we say backwashing? How you got the job? Oops.
Well, I got. Go ahead.
The guy in the chat said CCNA is a time test. Yeah, CCNA is a fucking monster. Like, you literally, like, because you look up and you've got 10 questions left in like 45 seconds, and you're doing pretty good if you got that much. It's not a fun test to take. It's designed to fucking stress you out. That's for sure. Sorry, go ahead, Adrian.
No, I was saying.
Oh, I was going to say I was going to cover one of the last subjects on my list here.
Go ahead.
Terracon. Terracon is. I'll go ahead and read their description off of their Twitter. Give me a second. Basically, it's kind of like a subcon of DEF CON, kind of like QueerCon, I guess, in some ways. Though QueerCon seems to be more of a party to hook up if you happen to be of the LGBT persuasion. Which is one thing I'd like to bring up on that. A bunch of people got all pissed off about Hacker Jeopardy last year. A bunch of uptight, progressive nut jobs. I don't see any of the evangelicals bitching and moaning about QueerCon. But you have, if you have a couple of naked girls on a stage bringing beer, or half naked girls on stage bringing beer to men, and a half naked man bringing beer to women, a bunch of nut jobs from Austin, San Francisco, and Portland are gonna bitch about it. It just pisses me off. I mean, you don't see the evangelicals down there giving shit to QueerCon. They just go like, "Oh, all right, we're not gonna go to that event. You all have fun. We'll be off doing." Well, there's actually prayer groups at DEF CON, as I recall. So they're probably off doing that instead. Just if you don't like a particular event, shut the fuck up and go someplace else. DEF CON is definitely not a professional conference in that sense. I understand what people want to make it that, and I hope that Jeff never makes it fall that way. But anyway, that's a random rant. But TerraCon is something a little bit like that. I'll do a description on Twitter is for women in Pound InfoSec, and supporters, 2-day mini-con, July 27th to 28th, to be determined. Las Vegas. Okay. They put some information. Oh man, I've got some acid reflux going now. Apparently they got canceled a few days ago because one of the main organizers decided, okay, we're stopping, and we haven't got a total information about why it stopped. Some guy posted. My conjecture originally was on the GoFundMe, the original GoFundMe. they only had like 12,000 something in, and they were asking for 24. So I thought they didn't make the money that they needed to keep the con going. But then I was also told that was not the case. Then someone posted that there was some kind of harassment case from last year that came up and was the problem, but that tweet got deleted. And also, if it was a case from last year, it would have been resolved by now, or they wouldn't have had announcements before. They started up a new GoFundMe, but they couldn't transfer money from the old GoFundMe. And then they haven't, I don't know why they did this. And I've contacted a couple of people there. They haven't put the link to the new GoFundMe on like a pinned tweet front and center. I don't know why they didn't do that. Isn't that exactly what you want to do if you want to actually make the money for the con? I don't know if they found a sponsor or they, but apparently it got canceled and restarted, but I'm not sure what its condition is right now. And the whole drama around it is incredibly fascinating to me. I'm not much for the idea of any kind of gendered event, quite frankly. I don't think digital bits, how do I put this way? I don't think your nasty bits make any difference on your manipulation of digital bits. But just the drama going around this thing is interesting because I'm just curious what the hell's happening where it gets canceled and then it gets started back up by someone else. And there's a lack of details of exactly what kind of infighting is going up. Because like one of the organizers was running a GoFundMe, but then she said basically that it was canceled and she's refunding the money. But a different organizer, I believe it was an organizer, I'm not sure if she came in later or if it was at the same time, start up a new GoFundMe and is trying to get it to go. And there's just a lack of details of what exactly happened. I know you don't want to air your dirty laundry in public like some jackasses do, but I'm just really perversely curious. But I'm probably the only one that is even paying attention to much of that.
I saw a little bit.
Now, I wanted to get a shitlord con going, but I didn't want to be the one that organized it. So I offered to put up some money, but that's about it.
That would be fun. But yeah. It seems like the TierCon thing was fucking just totally unorganized, and maybe someone ran away with the reins there at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it was canceled, and there's some internal drama, which hopefully I'll be able to find out about later on. Just because I'm definitely curious. Also curious about the guy that said there was some kind of harassment issue last year, but then that tweet got deleted.
But I mean, that's the thing with harassment nowadays, though, too. Like, fucking all these SJW assholes talk about how, you know, body shaming and shit's not okay, and you can't tell a woman she's getting fat or she is fat because she is fat and it's fucking unhealthy and she's gonna die, right?
Yeah, I do a little fat shaming right now myself.
You know, like, you can't tell people, hey, you're a fucking fat ass anymore, you know? And even doctors are getting fucking called out and fucking harassed for telling people, you should probably lose a little bit of weight because you're about to have a fucking heart attack, you fucking lard ass, right? And so, but these people that are you know, all inclusive and say fucking we love everybody, no matter how fat or ugly she is, right? Well, some guy walks up to her that's not that attractive and a little bit overweight and says, hey, would you like to go out, or can I buy you a drink? And all of a sudden it's fucking harassment because you don't look like what she wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not going to come to somebody and directly tell them they're fat.
Well,
and a girl, I would just try to casually just give it the brush off as casually as I can. That said, I have family members who I keep telling, you got to lose the weight, you got to eat out less. You got to lose the weight.
I tell my sister she's a fucking fat ass every time I see her because she is, and she's fucking needs to lose weight. Hell, I've gotten fat myself, but you know, like, it's like, you got to lose weight, kid. You're not gonna fucking make it, and you got 3 kids, and I don't feel like paying for them. You know what I mean? but I mean, it's different. It's my sister. You know, I wouldn't walk up to some random fucking lady at Walmart and be like, hey, bitch, you're fat. You know what I mean? Or some guy, some random guy, you know, for that matter. But
if that's someone I care about, I might mention to him that, dude, you might want to lay off the beer.
Well, I also come from the army too, though, where fucking telling people they're fat is common day, everyday practice. You know, like fucking fat ass. You know.
Yeah.
It's how we show love for each other.
I'm trying to remember the exact story. I think the Navy's something like that. As a, you know, I put it this way. Not so nice manners sometimes. There was this guy. The way the story was related to me, it was some black Navy officer. I'm not sure what the point of him being black was in the story. Other than I think it was like he had very kind of religious parents that were like, I don't know, like one of those black. Is it like a Pentecostal church? I don't know what it is. One where they're always singing spirituals and such. Anyway,
Baptist?
Was that
Baptist?
It might be some kind of Baptist. It might be Southern Baptist. I don't know.
Baptist?
Anyway, he comes home like, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinner, and he's sitting there. He's like doing food, eating food, and all of a sudden, I noticed everybody at the table went quiet, and he like had to replay in his head what he just said. And what he had just said was something like, "Pass the fucking butter, please." And which is perfectly, my understanding on a Navy ship, that's a perfectly polite and acceptable way to ask for butter to be passed.
Right.
But not so much it is, religious families' home.
Yeah, I've dropped the F-bomb with Thanksgiving before. It's always interesting.
I see Adam Morgan put out a show here about GitHub and transphobia. I have to check that out later on.
And so now GitHub's transphobic?
Oh, they ended up firing, what is it, Ada Caroline? Or Caroline Ada? I don't remember which way the order is.
Is he or she transgender?
Yes.
What is it? He or she? What did it start out as?
It's a trans woman.
So it's a dude.
Yeah, but they constantly stir trouble for people over any little minor freaking thing. Like this one person actually expressed sympathy for the fact that so many transgenders kill themselves because, and I think what he phrased it as, because they can't accept reality. That's, to me, he came off pretty sensitive, all things considered, because the reality is, physically, they were born a man, and they're never actually, well, most of them never going to look perfectly female. And a lot of them can't accept that because of gender dysphoria, which is a hell of an issue to have. So if they can't accept it, and they're not what they want, it's like I'm not happy with me being fat, and if I get fat enough, or if let's say I'm physically deformed in some way that makes me very unhappy, I can see myself wanting to kill myself. I understand why that would come about, but to me, the guy's tweet actually seemed pretty sympathetic. But because of that reality part, she got really pissed off. And also
because somebody said he looked like a dude.
I don't know if someone said he looked like a dude or not.
Or you're just not that attractive.
No one said that. I think what was someone was expressing sympathy for the number of transgender people who commit suicide because the suicide rate is much higher. And the way they expressed it,
the suicide rate of fucking soldiers that have been in combat's higher than fucking anybody. So stop your bitching.
I'm not sure it's higher than transgenders because I'm thinking.
I don't know. It's pretty high.
I have to research that. One of the things I found fascinating about suicide is my understanding the suicide attempt rates between men and women are about the same, but men are successful. Like, what is it?
Fucking 99.9% of the time, we do
way more often because men are more likely to do things like hang themselves.
Shoot themselves in the face.
Women are more likely to use poisons and such, which your body might puke up. Okay, we went on a dark tangent there for a little bit.
No, so generally when you take poisons and shit like that, you're looking for fucking
attention.
You're looking for attention. If you really want to kill yourself, most people will actually kill themselves. It's like when women, even men, slit their wrist short ways across the wrist, like following the wrist. 99% of the time, you're not gonna fucking die from that. Now, I don't know if I should say this or not, but
on the road, not across it.
Well, yeah, you go on the road while enjoying some fucking nice bath bubblies and fucking you took some aspirin for a headache, and fucking you've got a 99.9% success rate. You know what I mean? And people, I mean, that's kind of, I don't know if it's common knowledge or not, but it's not that hard to figure it out. You know what I mean?
think I first heard that advice about suicide when I was 13 years old.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Didn't actually seek out the information. It was part of a joke. Everyone on the internet those days. Parts of the what essentially became 4chan, I guess.
Okay, it looks like suicide rate for transgenders is for men or trans men it's for 46%, and for trans women it's 42%. For soldiers, okay, it's not giving me a percentage.
Yeah, it's 1 every 65 minutes, whatever the fuck that is.
22 a day.
Well, yeah, that's what it says before that.
But how many veterans do we have grand total?
Like, what's the percentage? 39 were 39%. Yeah, it doesn't say the total percentage.
Okay.
I know it's pretty high.
I'm seeing one that says like 32%, but I'm not sure that from 2001 to 2014, as civilian suicide rate rose about 23% from what it was before. That doesn't tell me what it was before, though. The rate of suicide increased for veterans more than 32%, but it doesn't tell me. Looking this stuff up on. Okay. Annual population of suicides per 10,000. 100,000 is for veterans in active service. Is 32.1 per 100,000, but that's not anywhere near the 46%. Obviously.
Okay, but 46%. I guess, yeah. It's out of.
It's higher. It's higher than the never served category by a large shot.
Right. Yeah, but at the same time, it's probably a lower number of actual trans people commit suicide. But the higher percentage, because it's a smaller subset of people.
Yeah, my understanding is I've seen numbers thrown about for transgenders being about 0.3% of the population.
Yeah, like
and
homosexual and trans people are a very small percentage of the entire population of the world, because
homosexual, if I recall right, grand total in the United States is about 5%, but it also depends on what part of the country you're in. Like I've seen figures around 15% and so forth, like someplace like San Francisco. But this is just figures I remember off the top of my head from when I researched it. I think a year back or so.
Yeah. But that's because it's people, they flock together because San Francisco has a reputation for being a gay town. You know what I mean? And I think some people are just doing it because it's fucking trendy nowadays.
Yeah, trans trenders.
Right, trans trenders.
Yeah, well, someone gets on Tumblr, they want to be special in some way. Claiming you're transgender is one of the quickest ways that a white man can instantly get more oppression points than a black handicapped woman. I'm not sure what the whole hierarchy is, but there's something called the progressive stack about who should get to talk first in line by the level of oppression. There's some like postmodernist university person, I think this postmodern university person came up with. Look up progressive stack sometime and just try to figure out.
I thought it was transgender Muslims that's at the top of the stack right now.
Yeah, probably. Let me see.
Like,
there's some kind of an image for it.
Transgender Muslims are going to be at the end of a rope if they stay in fucking Muslim countries.
So thus they're oppressed.
Apparently, it looks like, according to Sargon's way of looking at it, I don't know if this is accurate or not, because race, heteronormativity, gender, sexuality, ability, and class.
So a middle class trans white person has more oppression points than a lower class black woman?
Yeah, I'd have to look into it, man. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I know Adam Morgan came up with this thing called oppression check or something like that, where you can actually go in and decide how oppressed you are. or decide between like two speakers, you're supposed to choose the person that's the most depressed. Let me see.
I don't know how many older black women most of you folks have dealt with, but there's no oppressing older black women. you say some shit to an older black lady, you can get your ass beat. You know?
I'll be sure to tell my mom that.
Right?
Yeah, I want to say we actually showed this on a previous show, but I'm gonna bring it up again anyway. Where's my icon for that? All right,
the mom that beat the BLM movement or march.
All right, here's your two applicants. Yeah. So you can check out who's more oppressed. So who do we want to put against who?
Well, let's try the freaking the white transgender guy.
White
versus the
what religion?
Just
other? Okay.
Christian or other, yeah, other.
Straight? But here's the question: is it straight if you have if not fully converted yet? That's a. All right, let's just leave there.
That's sexual orientation, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're a transgender woman, but you still like women, you're straight.
Wait, no. Right? Well, my understanding though, they call themselves trans lesbians.
Trans lesbians.
All right, here's a trans woman, and let's assume and the pronouns. Let's go ahead and say they're fairly standard, and let's put in
a black woman.
A black woman. Okay, let's find out. A black, straight, cis female.
Not a Jewish woman. She's not a Jewish woman though.
Okay, I think most black women are usually Christian, right? That's the most common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get results.
Statistically speaking.
Oh, okay. Apparently that beats out the white trans woman.
Whoa.
Well, because you can't change race.
Michael Jackson.
Unless you're Rachel Dolezal.
Oh shit.
Michael Jackson did it.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, what is that guy's name?
Who's Sean King? I mean, Talcum X.
Talcum X. Yeah, Talcum X.
Fuck that dude, man. That motherfucker. I just can't believe we're from the same state.
Okay, but black trans woman obviously wins. Anyway, depression check, and I'm pretty sure other people's hierarchies are different. One of the things that surprised me is that being a Muslim got you more points than being a woman in general, which is I find interesting.
That's because Islamophobia is fucking the hot shit right now.
Oh well, that's the whole oppression check place if you actually want to check it out. All right, stop sharing, thank you. So is any of y'all going to DEF CON?
No.
No. I wanted to, but frankly, it's too expensive, and I want to save my coinage for Australia in February.
I'll be there.
Oh yes.
Oh cool. Well, message me when you're there, and we'll hook up. Not in that sense, just meet up.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Ouch.
Hey, I'm into Jewish women.
Damn, Adrian.
Jewish geckos are not really my thing.
Jewish geckos.
Oh wow, Adrian. So you just outed yourself for being on J-Date?
No, I'm not on J-Date. I think I don't know. I said I like Jewish women. I'm not sure they would like me.
Never know till you try it.
There you go. Yeah, money's a thing for fucking DEF CON. I just had baby number 2 not too long ago. So shit's getting expensive. Literal shit's getting expensive. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been able to. I've been to every DEF CON since the one in 2009. But I think only 2 of those I had to pay for pretty much out of my pocket. And one of those I got help financing. I was still working at the university. Some people online helped finance me. Someone was asking how I feel about all these people running campaigns to help get them to DEF CON. And I was like, well, I can't bitch about it because I did that my first time too. But I'm also kind of making fun of it because I put out my own little GoFundMe to get DEF CON. I'm asking for
$5. I told you I would call you an Uber.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. Kyle's actually offered to come over and pick me up.
Yeah. That DM you got there, that shit was hilarious.
Oh. Let's see if I got
a black hat, Adrian.
What's that?
You gonna be a black hat?
Yes.
Oh,
I'll be teaching, but yeah.
Oh, neat. What are you teaching?
Whatever they're calling Dave Kennedy's pen testing course this year. I think they changed it the name, but the last few years it's been just a general pen testing course. We go around and help the students catch up and so forth.
I will work for money to go to DEF CON if, you know, one of these neat firms wants to fucking throw me a job. Oh. Working for companies that don't pay for you to go to conferences kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Or tell you that you need a certain certification and they won't pay for it.
That either? Yeah. That's the government right there, man.
Well, the government doesn't pay for certifications that it requires?
Fuck no. Hell no.
Huh.
All they do is call you not 90 days, 3 months.
Yeah.
That okay. That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, like, I mean, you could do DEF CON on the cheap though if you were close enough. You know,
Yeah,
like drive over there, fucking get a ticket. Cost you what, $150, $200 for the ticket or something like that. And then you know, it's Las Vegas during a huge event. Just sleep on the floor someplace. It'll be an hour or two before some security guard comes by and kicks you and wakes you up.
And there's some cheap hotels. I remember Gold Coast the Gold Coast being fairly cheap per night. I don't remember how cheap. But that's not
into a fountain.
It was. I mean, when it was the Rio, that was great. Right now, I don't know what the cheap hotel is nearby Caesars.
Well,
yeah, the
pretty
only
much
problem
every
is,
hotel is cheap compared to Caesars.
Was that?
Pretty much every hotel is cheap compared to Caesars.
Oh, is it really pricey?
Oh, it's the priciest. At least in that area.
Yeah, because I think the cheapest hotel I could find was at Circus Circus.
That's why.
But even that was like 900 for the weekend.
The Russian name in chat's asking for is there such thing as a data minimization service?
You need to elaborate what he means. What he means by that.
True.
Not clear what he's referring to by that.
Yeah, being cheap with a motel is definitely a different experience at Motec.
You can get a very authentic Vegas experience, which, considering this is Vegas, I don't know. What would you call that? Considering Vegas is defined by the inauthentic.
Vegas being authentic?
Like, Vegas is defined by not being authentic, so. But I don't know.
Once you get away from the glitz and glam of the strip, it's a fucking shithole. For the most part.
Oh yeah, if that's what I've heard.
It depends on where you go, but for the most part, it's a shithole.
It's just off strip though.
Well, I had a friend that did security, and I mean his neighborhood was pretty nice. I don't know what it's like now, but
some of the mini mansions seem to be fairly nice places, and you got your walls there and all that.
Yeah, if you got enough money, any place is fucking nice. But you know, when you, I don't think showgirls and bartenders and shit in the fucking hotels and casinos get paid very much.
No, especially the people who go around serving drinks for free. They survive almost solely on tips.
Exactly. So they're fucking like, and they're all there like trying to get fucking discovered or some shit, or they just got stuck in Vegas because God knows what.
Roommates in Gold Coast.
Kind of funny because I had some taxi driver the other year tell me that celebrities go to Vegas to hide because they figure there's a plausible chance that someone might not look twice at a celebrity thinking it's a look-alike or someone dressing as a celeb.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of a very weird thing about Vegas.
So the data minimization says providing a service to help customers identify and remove unneeded data from their environment to ensure compliance with local laws and so forth, such.
Oh, so more of a corporate type, not an individual.
Yeah.
That is that really is, largely depends on your environment. I mean, you can have data in so many different places, so many different ways that I think what you're looking for is an audit. If you don't know,
Right. That would definitely be an audit.
And then there comes the legal questions of things like, all right, you don't want this data laying around forever. From the standpoint, you don't want someone else to hack it and steal it. But at the same time, you gotta keep from if the law enforcement ever needs it, and you don't have it, you better have a good justification for why you got rid of it. Otherwise, it's spoliation, and then it's considered like a judgment against you.
Assuming that your legal requirement to keep said data and you didn't knowingly delete it as like erasing evidence of a crime or some such. I don't know. I don't know that there's in a lot of cases there's no expectation in the U.S. There's no law that requires you to keep like detailed logs and outside of specific circumstances. Does anyone here know anything different?
I don't.
I know certain, like your company you're supposed to or should have a data retention policy and stuff like that. And it's more like, I know server 2012 and above for sure has a few settings and stuff to where you can audit your data and go through, and if it hasn't been accessed in so many days, you can move it to another folder. And then if it's still not, like somebody doesn't come to you and be like, hey, where the hell is this file that I haven't touched in 9 months? After they don't do that for so long, you can delete it and stuff. And it kind of just audits and makes sure, and you set it up based on your corporate data retention policies, of course. And then you can also do stuff to where it'll sift through it. And using regex and find strings that are, like social security numbers or whatever you deem as sensitive, and move it and apply policies and access controls to it based on that. But I don't know of any. I'm sure there is a company that'll do it.
I'm sure there's auditors. There has to be auditors out there. So as far as complying with laws, it depends what industry you're in. I'm assuming you're talking about the U.S. here.
Yeah, there's that too.
You said it's the Russian name, so I have no idea about Russian law.
Data loss
in the U.S.
Data loss prevention is not so much managing as more as it is stopping it from fucking going someplace it's not supposed to.
I guess if you have a specific system you're looking for data on outside of encrypted data or weirdly encoded data, I guess you can just if it's a Linux system, use grep for certain formatted strings, or I guess you could do the same now in Windows with Git Bash terminals. Just search the entire file system for get things formatted like a social security number.
Yeah.
Or format like a credit card number.
You can use FindString, which is a command line thing to do a lot of that.
That's ghetto grep. That's really ugly.
It works though.
Does it even do regex?
I don't know. You can do git child or git file content, and I think you can regex with that PowerShell.
Oh, PowerShell. Yeah, PowerShell could do it. Yeah.
But yeah, this is just going to do regex certs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for like a large company, I really wouldn't be able to. That really would not scale. Oh. Again,
yeah.
A large enough team that really does all.
You'd have to have a central location where you store all your data, and like if you're a Windows shop or something like that, I would set it up with their was it file? I can't remember the name of the feature or role you assign to the server, but it's under the file and folder sharing. and then you would set up. You set up retention policies, and it'll do other stuff too, where it'll go through and find the things and apply the appropriate access and stuff to them.
Yeah. Without knowing more about person asking question, more about his specific circumstance, the best answers can be given are rather vague.
Yeah. No, roaming profiles is all your user data, any of your folders and files that you would normally have on your desktop are actually stored on the domain, and any computer you log into, it gets pulled down from the domain. That works well if people don't work remotely and they're always going to be in the office. It does not work so well if they're working remotely and have a shitty connection and you're not exposing yourself to the internet. I don't know exactly what all you have to forward, but I would just VPN would be the safest way, of course. But yeah, roaming profiles is more of so if you walk over to another computer and log in with your profile, all the stuff you have shows up on the desktop again because it's not stored on the computer. It's stored on another server, and then the domain controller goes and grabs it from that location and forwards it to the computer that logged in under your user profile.
Anybody else have anything new to talk about tonight?
No, you pretty much covered it for me.
All right, well, you all know what the show notes are, so we can all add stuff for next week, and I'll
You
show.
should add a Q&A session at the end.
Well, let's show it. I asked the chat. Do you have any more questions?
Did you DerbyCon? Did you hear about or did you read the Hack Your Derby tweet?
No, what about it?
They're for this year's Hack Your Derby, they're wanting to. So I guess the last few years has been a CTF and a derby. Has been like what you're supposed to be doing. I guess was one of the things. One of the thing they want to do this year is have derbies attack the other derbies. I don't know if they're talking automated or what, but
I'm sure that's work. Because what platforms the other people are going to be using? What kind of network connectivity? I don't know exactly how they plan on doing that.
yeah, but that's I don't know. They said they would give more information when they got around to it. I asked if projectiles were going to be allowed, and they said once you have the information, we have no control over that.
Yeah.
So,
well, folks, I think we'll call it a night. So I'm gonna stop the broadcast, and I'll catch you all later.
All righty.
Wait. All right, Basil, stay in, and I'll link you to the show notes. Talk to you later.